Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. The 29 Palms man alleged to have led a violent pursuit through the Morongo Basin is facing an elevated charge of murder after the victim died in the hospital. On Tuesday night, Brent Soster, 43, is reported to have led a pursuit beginning in Needles and through 29 Palms and Joshua Tree. A suspect in the attempted murder of his wife, deputies say Soster led the pursuit along 29 Palms Highway, during which he launched smoke grenades and fired at San Bernardino County Sheriff's vehicles, including a helicopter. Deputies say they used lethal force to end the pursuit, and while the nature of the force has not been reported, Soster is alive and was taken into custody by the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department. The Mojave Sheriff's Department reports that since Soster had been taken into custody, the victim, who they say is the suspect's wife and identified as Amber Soster, 43, of Kingman, succumbed to what they described as gunshot injuries. Brent Soster is being arraigned today in San Bernardino County on 5 charges of attempted murder, several charges of being a felon in possession of firearms, body armor, and evasion of a law enforcement officer with enhancements for previous convictions. He is expected to be extradited to Mojave County for charges of murder. After bystanders say they stopped him from beating a transient in a parking lot, a 29 Palms man is alleged to have attempted to drive over one of the people who intervened. On Thursday at approximately 10:20 p.m., a witness and their daughter-in-law living near the Rite Aid in 29 Palms say they witnessed a man kicking a transient in the store's parking lot. The witness and her daughter-in-law called 911 and then attempted to intervene in the altercation. The witness said that the alleged attacker, identified as Kevin Lawson, a 34-year-old resident of 29 Palms, got into a pickup truck and sped away, but then returned to the parking lot and attempted to drive into the daughter-in-law. Deputies responded to the parking lot, spoke with the witness, and left to search the area for Lawson. While they were away, deputies say Lawson returned to the parking lot and confronted the witnesses. In an attempt to prevent Lawson from fleeing a second time, the witness got into the bed of Lawson's pickup truck. While in the truck, the witness called 911 again and reported their location, saying they then jumped out of the truck and filmed Lawson driving away. Deputies recognized Lawson from the video footage and contacted him at his home in the 6000 block of Desert Knoll Avenue. Kevin Lawson was arrested for investigation into assault with a deadly weapon and driving with a suspended license and is being held on $65,000 bail. While science has somewhat tamed the threat of COVID-19, the virus's devastating effects continue to plague communities across the nation. Studies show small nonprofits in underserved rural communities are disproportionately affected. Social distancing devastated small community organizations as members and volunteers withdrew and resources dried up. Nowhere is this more visible than in the Morongo Basin's Homestead Valley, which saw the virtual disappearance of the community associations serving Yucca Mesa and Flamingo Heights. That led to the end of the umbrella Homestead Valley Community Council. Of the 2 remaining organizations, one has been trying to fill the void. Here's Mike Lipsitz with the rest of the story.
The Landers Association, newly renamed the Landers Homestead Valley Association, is making an effort to bridge some of the gaps created when the other associations went inactive. The nonprofit, which last month celebrated its 65th year of continuous operation, meets today at 5 p.m. at Belfield Hall in Landers. With an open-door policy for all residents of Homestead Valley, today's meeting will include public safety reports from the Morongo Basin Sheriff Station and County Fire, a report from the Office of State Assemblyman Tom Lackey, an appeal for help at a major cleanup at Giant Rock this coming weekend, and news of this year's Labor Day fireworks celebration at Homestead Valley Park. The complete agenda is posted with this story at Z107.7 FM.com. Not on the agenda is a plan to draw residents from the Mesa and Flamingo Heights with some post-meeting cookies and coffee. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
Joshua Tree National Park is seeking public comment on fee increases for camping and Keys Ranch tour fees. The proposed fee updates are based on the prices of comparable public and private service providers within the vicinity of the park. The 30-day public comment period opened this weekend and remains open until June 30th. Public comments can be made online or through the mail, and you can find more information on how to comment at a link in this story at Z107.7 FM.com. It's the last week of school, but that doesn't mean school meals are ending. In conjunction with the USDA and the National School Lunch Program, the Morongo Unified School District is rolling out their free summer feeding program for children up to the age of 18 years old. Reporter Gabriel Hart gives us further sustenance regarding this community and generational strengthening endeavor.
With a focus on accessibility and nutrition, the summer feeding program is designed to provide children with wholesome meals throughout the summer break without the burden of paperwork or cost to parents or guardians. Families are invited to enjoy daily meals on site, or a weekly meal pickup option is available for families whose children are not enrolled in a summer program where meals are already provided, or meals for the entire week can be collected and taken home. Families can participate in the latter option by either completing the online form weekly to indicate their meal preferences or by simply showing up at a participating site. For participating campuses and other locations, please visit this story at Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Gabriel Hart.
The town of Yucca Valley has announced their road closures for the next several days as part of their annual townwide crack, slurry, and Cape Seal project, an annual affair that sees several roads closed as streets are repaved. Today, expect closures on Hanford Avenue, Paxton Road, Aurora Drive, Diadem Road, Prescott Avenue, Palisade Drive, Palisade Way, Emerson Avenue, Navajo Trail, Hanford Avenue, Rubidoux Avenue, and Yucca Trail. The contractor will provide notice to residents and businesses that are likely to be affected by the maintenance project. Please slow down in work zones for everyone's safety. You can see a list of all closures at this story at Z107.7 FM.com. The Basin-Wide Foundation is hosting an all-day nonprofit training. Reporter Hillary Sloan will discuss the specifics of what participants can expect.
Committed to enhancing community life in the Morongo Basin, the Basin-Wide Foundation invites local community members, board members, staff, and volunteers to their Good Governance Nonprofit Summit. This comprehensive training session will cover essential topics such as fundraising, networking, and fundamental nonprofit management techniques. The summit is scheduled for June 6th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Copper Mountain College Bell Center Community Room at 6162 Rotary Way, Joshua Tree. An attendance fee of $40 will cover lunch and all training sessions. Register at www.basinwidefoundation.org. For Z107.7, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
And finally, the Disabled American Veterans out of Loma Linda has a weekly round-trip ride program in the Morongo Valley to transport veterans to their appointments at the Loma Linda VA facility. If you would like to schedule a pickup time and place, call Daryl Bush at 909-583-6116. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@Z107.7 FM.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.